Welcome to This Is Not Legal Advice. I am your host, TINLA. Thank you for joining me on this fine It's Friday, Am I in Love reading. We're going to go ahead and do a pick a card today since those seem to be popular. So it's going to be themed after the Taurus new moon that's coming up tomorrow on the 16th of May. And it's a very auspicious new moon for things like to do with career and stability, your household. So to that end, we've got three piles to choose from. The first deck is the Silver Witchcraft Oracle, represented by the Taurus symbol. Very festive. Then we have the Star Seeker Tarot, represented by the symbol for Venus. There it is, because Venus is the ruling planet for Taurus. And then we have the Mystic Soul Tarot, represented by the second house, which is the house that Taurus rules. And that is the house of finances and internal self-worth. There will be an extended here that is too scandalous for YouTube, so that will be linked for my website, which is tinlatarot.com. Each of the piles will also be time-stamped in the description underneath, as will the decks. The decks I use will be also listed there in case you're interested in getting them for yourself or what have you. I will also be doing a little energy check after at the beginning of each pile, if you will, to make sure that is your pile. If it vibes with you, great. If not, you can pick another pile or choose another reading, whatever works. But we're going to go ahead and get answers for you on this. It's Friday. Am I in love? Talk soon. Welcome. If you chose this Taurus symbol and the Silver Witchcraft Oracle, this is your reading, my dear. Let's go ahead and make sure, though, with this deck that's called the Arcana of Astrology. In 3, 2, 1, mind your ears. All right, let's find out if this is your reading. Time pile one, people. All right, what is going on for pile one? Let's see if this is your reading. Okay, we have Ascendant. And let's read that, and let's see if this is your vibe. Now, if you don't know, the Ascendant is the first house of your astrology wheel in your natal chart. You can go ahead and find those online. There's free natal charts for you. You have to know your birth date, birth time, exactly, and where you were born. So if you have that information, you can get the most accurate reading on, what factors might be affecting you in your life. So we are on page 40 with the Ascendant, and here we go. The Mask, it says. When the Ascendant appears in a reading, it is telling you to be your most authentic self. You have so much to offer the world, and you shouldn't be ashamed of who you are. Don't wait until your time here is almost over before you start actually living. Throughout life, we all encounter people who don't like us, and it isn't worth giving them a second thought. Put your energy into your own personal development, and the right people for where you are in your journey will find you. Keywords: authentic, mask, journey, life, filter, expression, and interactions. So that is the Ascendant. And what this says to me on the Friday is it love, it's Friday, am I in love context, is, the right person is going to love you for who you authentically are, and you should never feel ashamed to express who you authentically are, and that way you can get the most genuine form of love from somebody. That being said, if you are challenging or struggling with perhaps being your most authentic self, or wondering if the person on your mind loves you for who you truly are, or if they love what they perceive you to be, this sounds like the pile for you. So that being said, let's go ahead and get your reading started officially with this Silver Witchcraft Oracle. I don't know why they call it an oracle when really it's a tarot deck, but that's neither here nor there. They didn't ask me when they did it. So let's go ahead and find out. Spirit, tell me about the person on my viewer's mind, please. What is the energy of the person on my viewer's mind? Thank you. The Six of Pentacles, someone who wants to give and take equally, have an equitable relationship, something fair. With the rabbit on the card, it makes me wonder if perhaps one of you or both of you have children or are looking in that direction. Let's see here. King of Wands, this is somebody very passionate, very powerful. You could be dealing with somebody who is in a place of power with respect to their career. They could be a boss. They could be someone who is, mentors to a lot of people, very, very popular, but also very passionate and very straightforward about how they feel and behave. They have here this is usually a salamander on there, just typically on this card. So if that resonates with you, perhaps you have a salamander or resonate with that animal, maybe a dragon even, that might be for you. One more on how their general energy. Ace of Wands, so more powerful energy, somebody who's very passionate about you, someone who basically carries a torch for you. This is somebody who sees you as just their ideal and they don't want to let you go. So if you're concerned that this person doesn't care about you, I don't think that's true. This person on your mind really does want to set up something more stable with you, something really beautiful and long-term. They might be somebody that you've known for a very long time, who, has maybe come in and out of your life, because with the Ace of Wands, it's like this never-ending passion, this fire, again, carrying a torch for you. And between that and the King of Wands, I'm thinking, this is somebody who has a lot of fantasies about you. All right, so what is, Spirit, the energy that my viewer has toward the person on their mind? This is about you, my dear. We have the Star, the Page of Cups. Maybe one more, please. One more. I think we got two. All right. We've got the Queen of Cups. Oh, my goodness. And the Knight of Wands. So what I'm seeing here is you are very hopeful. This person will honestly, literally reach out to you. Perhaps there's been some silence between you. And I'm also seeing this person coming forward with an apology or like a, hey, good to see you. Sorry, I ghosted you kind of thing. You know, you're not expecting this person to, you're hoping for it. You're really like, excited that this might happen, but I think it's going to come as a surprise to you. And honestly, with the Queen of Chalices or Queen of Cups in this deck, it's saying to me that you maybe have gone within and shut down a little bit. You've been going through some healing as a result of what happened in this relationship with this person, whether that was actually a relationship or like the hope of a relationship. You are a little hesitant to extend that cup of love. Like they're coming in here, look, they're coming in here all, hey, how's it been? And you're like, no, you know, where have you been? And I've been going through it. You know, you're a little hesitant, but despite your hesitancy, not only are they sorry, but they're coming forward with this Knight of Wands in a very passionate way. They're like, look, I'm not messing around here. I know that maybe we've been wishy-washy or things have been a little off before, but I'm going to keep coming toward you. Like you're expressing to them your authentic self, and your authentic self is, I've been hurt here. You can't just come in as much as I want you to and apologize and expect everything to be better. You got to come in, you got to come serious. And this person's saying, okay, I will. So I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised by that. Let's get one on or two on the energy between the two of you right now. What is the energy between the two of you right now? Thank you. Five of Swords. Now, normally the Five of Swords is like emotional turmoil, but here in this card, because again, I look at the cards as they are drawn by the artists here to interpret it as well. You know, this is actually like burying the hatchet. Like there have been serious deep-seated problems between you before. I'm talking problems like maybe one of you wanted kids and the other one didn't. Maybe one of you had kids and the other didn't. Maybe there was an inability to authentically give of one another. Like for example, if you were in a boss and subordinate relationship where you couldn't openly express how you felt toward one another, there was that kind of dynamic that I want to say it's like a disproportionate amount of power between you, something like that. But right now, you know, you're getting together and you're burying the hatchet. You're saying, let the past be the past. And look, this person's actually smiling on the left-hand side, and this person on the right is very, you know, into it as well. So it says to me that there has been serious conflict in the past, but that's being put to bed. So I've got Five of Pentacles on the bottom. Five of Pentacles is energy of having been left out in the cold. But then again, look at this. You're in the cold maybe, but with each other. You're holding hands, right? You're reaching out for one another. So what that says to me is the relationship may be, for whatever reason, societally condemned. You know, people might not think that you should be together for whatever reason. It could be because of, you know, one of you being in a relationship with someone else. It could be because there's, you know, it's non-traditional. You know, I'm hearing even like polyamory for some reason, or, you know, perhaps a age dynamic that's very different, or a religious issue that it varies between you. But there's something that societally is kind of making you both feel like, if I get into this relationship, I'm going to be a pariah, I'm going to be left out in the cold. But it's almost like you're saying, as long as we're out in the cold together, we can do this. So let's find out what the next actions are. Spirit, show me the next actions. And by next actions, I'm thinking the next, we'll call it the next 4 weeks, so before the next full moon. And that would be the full moon in Gemini, if I'm not mistaken. What are the next actions by my viewer? We're always going to start with you, the viewer, in the next few weeks. Holy Spirit. What are actions, if any? Five of Wands. We got a lot of fives here, a lot of change. The Hanged Man. Okay. And what is the outcome that my viewer is hoping for with these actions? Thank you. The High Priest in reverse. That's another five, by the way. And we've got the Two of Swords. Okay. All right. So it seems to me that you're going to be, and by the way, the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. So there's a lot of heartbreak here for you. And I'm getting like, it's almost like a beautiful heartbreak with the way these flowers are just so gorgeous and like raining down upon him. So he's sad, he's heartbroken, but he's also seeing sort of the beauty in the journey and how standing for him or herself, take it as it is for you, in the journey and being authentically himself, going back to that sort of beginning here, that energy, you know, that is very much giving. I'm not happy right now with where things are, but I'm happy that I stood up for myself. I'm happy that I kept my boundaries up. And the Five of Wands, you know, again, we had a lot of fives. I talked about that, and that's going to be a lot of change. So wherever you are now, maybe stagnant with this Two of Swords, but that's going to change. And it's going to change because you're going to have a change in perspective, perhaps. You've been waiting long enough. You've got people around you with these cats there, maybe fighting it out or telling you that you shouldn't be united with this person. Maybe this is why I was seeing the polyamory thing earlier. I'm not saying that's you. If it's you, it's you. If it's not, you know it's not. But the point is, you're getting together, you're holding, I'm hearing like your close inner circle, the people that you actually know, love, trust, the people that have been there for you thick and thin, that you know aren't going to judge you. They are going to be your strength, and they are going to be people you can rely on in the coming weeks to support you in your decision, regardless of whatever nonsense might be going on the outside. So stay authentic to yourself and the group you've been with. They will support you. And your actions, again, maybe you're taking up yoga. That's just really on the nose there. But it could also be that you are really hoping to shift your perspective. You're really hoping maybe to come out of this waiting energy. I'm not saying you're sitting there like waiting, like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do anything until this person shows up, but you're willing to kind of make moves. And, you know, the hoped for outcome on your part in doing these things is, with the Two of Swords, you want to make the right decision. You feel like things have been very stagnant. You want to come out of that stagnancy. Actually, you know what? And this is for a very small group of my viewers who have picked pile 1. I'm actually wondering if there's a part of you that is nervous about this person coming forward because you don't know what you're going to do. And actually at this point, you are comfortable waiting. You are comfortable not taking any action or for nothing to happen while you get your life together. Maybe you feel like you're not in a place right now for this person to come into your life. Maybe you're trying to stabilize some things for yourself. So there might be some of you that is the meaning here for that, is that you are actually in a holding pattern and you're not ready for a commitment. Because the High Priest in this deck is the Hierophant, which is commitment, traditional values, that sort of thing. So it may be that for that group of people in pile 1, you actually aren't ready for this to happen. You hope for it to happen, but you're not completely ready. And this person might be actually too aggressive for you coming in, and you may just need to take a beat. For others of you, you know, this is going to be your values, your traditional values turned on their head. A marriage or relationship ending for the, you know, for all this, like you hope that everything will shift. And again, we had change of perspective here that you're going to be doing, but you also want to change in perspective. And so maybe you're hoping that this person will have a change in their perspective if they've been very quiet. And I think you're really hoping for some kind of resolution instead of this waiting energy that you've been in. Again, I think it's actually really applicable to the group I was talking about where maybe you're not ready for a relationship. To my viewer, take it as it resonates, of course. All right, let's take a look here on their next actions. The High Priestess. Look, it's the sort of partner, if you will, to the High Priest, but she's upright. So it's actually really driving home the first group that I mentioned, the smaller group of you. Look, Temperance, that's 6 of Pentacles energy. It's equal give and take. And what does this person want? What does this person want with my viewer? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. What do they want, please? Clarify. Thank you. The Empress. Can I get a clarifier on that as well, please? Thank you. Queen of Swords. Okay, this person, in terms of bottom of the deck, also 4 of Chalices, which is 4 of Cups. They don't want to sleep on an opportunity here. They don't want to lose out on an opportunity. They are calling in, at least, you know, they're having dreams about you. They're calling in opportunities, maybe manifesting you at some respect, because they don't want to sleep on you, is what I'm feeling. So they are going to be keeping some things close to the vest, even in the next month, dipping their toe in the water a little bit here, maybe kind of getting a feel of where you're at. So if you're in that first group, you know, they might feel like, okay, or the group I was talking about that is not ready to proceed with something, they might, you know, dip their toe in and go, okay, I'm going to keep things close to the vest still while you figure your stuff out here. And then, you know, come to me when you're ready, right? That might be their next actions. But for the other group of you, the ones that are wanting to have a relationship with this person now, I'm getting that they're manifesting you. You know, they are praying almost for you to come and be receptive to them when they come back around. They're coming out of the dark and they want to know, are you there? So they are going to be coming and showing you, look, I've changed. I am able to give you that equal give and take now. And what do they want? What do they want about that? Well, you know, Ace of Pentacles, they want to shake things up. I mean, Ace of Pentacles is stability, it's commitment. You know, they may actually irritate you because they may say to you, look, I care about you, I'm ready to give you give and take, but I'm not ready to commit to anything. So hold your horses a little bit. Queen of Swords, they want you to be truthful, accurate with who you are. They're going to come, they want to come to you with their truth, and they're hoping that you look at them with compassion and love, and that you want the same things that they want. So they are actually, in a weird way, hoping for your generosity of spirit with them, because, you know, they're coming forward, they're being vulnerable, and they hope you will be also. Now, that applies, I think, to both groups. So irrespectively of whether you're ready for a relationship or not, their hope is still that you will be ready to accept them as they are, even if that means they can't give you the commitment specifically you would want, even if their truth is not necessarily what you want to hear exactly. They're hoping that you will look on them kindly and still give them a chance. Again, either way, because this is their energy. So all that being said, let's find out what the outcome is likely to be as of now, with the energies as they are now. Keep in mind, energies change, there's free will, all that good stuff. So this is just as I'm reading it, or you're watching it, whichever. If it's the same day, great. Whenever it happens, which is kind of the energy of this reading. Whenever it happens, it happens. I'm feeling like both of you need to kind of let the universe do its thing. But What is the outcome from the perspective of the person on my viewer's mind? What is the outcome from their perspective, please? 10 of Wands, 5 of Chalices. Look, another 5. I'm not even shocked. Okay, one more on their perspective, please. King of Swords. Okay. And the outcome from my viewer's perspective. Then I'll get it between you two. Let's see. We have Strength. I think I mentioned, you know, being strong in the presence of your friends or loved ones. You know, that giving you strength. The 7 of Chalices, which is 7 of Cups energy. We'll talk about that in a second. And then Justice. Okay, that's Libra energy. So this is Leo, Libra, air signs here, a lot of cups. The Wands is your fire signs. I'm not seeing really a whole lot of pentacles, if I'm honest. So there's like a lack of stability, maybe, in this relationship, this dynamic. And let's get the energy between you, please. And the outcome. What is the energy between you and the outcome? 8 of Swords. All right. Can I get one more on that, please? Thank you. 6 of Chalices or Cups. Okay, so I'll start with this and work my way out. So basically, this is a head over heart decision in some way. Like, you both really miss each other, I think, and you're both very much in your head about where is this going to go. And the only way that you can really make progress between you is if you're willing to free yourself from some of these mental limitations, whether it's the limitations imposed by society that you feel is against you, or the limitations of, well, I'm not ready for a relationship yet, if that's what you want to do, entirely your choice. But there is a decision that needs to be made. Nobody wants to stay in this energy of not knowing anymore, you know, especially with this King of Swords. This person really, in the outcome, needs to know the truth. If you're not going to show them mercy, if you're not interested in a relationship, if you're not ready for something like that, they need to know the cold, hard truth. Maybe they need to blow out that candle, that passion, right? The King of Wands. Maybe they need to stop that and stop hoping for that relationship with you, because it's not going to be what they need, and they don't want to regret it. They don't want to regret, you know, carrying this sort of torch for you all this time, only to then take action and you shut them out. But they do want you to be authentic and true to how you feel. They want you to be real. And if that reality is, again, you're not ready for a relationship, you want to kind of keep things as they are, you can't, maybe you're not prepared to handle some of the things that may come along with this relationship, they need to know that. That's what they're hoping for. They want to free themselves from this passion and love they have for you, if that's going to be the case, because they miss you too much. It's too painful for them to just stay in this way. So from their perspective, you know, the outcome is, it's going to be almost like an all or nothing. Like, I'm offering this to you now, take it or leave it. And honestly, it's not very fair to you, because you're going to be put in a position, because they have now decided, like, you've been over here, you've been doing your thing, you've been healing, right? And now all of a sudden they come in, they're like, well, now I say jump, so it's time to jump, right? Now you got to, you know, do it on my timeline. And I think that's some of what you're feeling here with this Justice card. You know, it's sort of an, it's not fair. This person's blowing this your way, right? They're, you know, hitting you with this truth. And you're just like, wait a minute, like, I'm confused. Like, you know, I don't know what to do here. You've got Strength. You're trying to, you've been trying so hard, I think, to calm your affection for this person and your passion that you had developed for this person, that you're just so confused now. Like, okay, I finally am healing, and you want to come in with this nonsense? Like, I've been in so much pain, wondering what's going to happen here and missing you so much. And then you come in on your timeline, you tell me what? Like, I'm just going to have to do this now on the way you want it. And you just hope if you blow some smoke at me that I'm just going to let down my guard. You know, maybe not. Maybe you're like, no, you know what? Your timing doesn't work for me now. I'm on my time, and you're going to wait for me. You're going to do things the right way or not at all. And I don't think that energy is, you know, from a place of anger or hatred. I think that energy is from a place of hurt, and, you know, just really having been burned is what I'm feeling by this person in the past. And I just want to get one more on bottom of the deck. 10 of Swords, yeah, hurt. There's something that's been long buried here on both sides. I think you have actually been more authentic in terms of showing yourself, you know, initially to this person. Like, you came in sort of, you know, all cylinders firing, right? Where you were ready to give and do and be. And this person buried those feelings to some extent, but this passion continued to thrive in them. And so you both were burying things, you know, you buried that hurt inside when they didn't respond the way that you thought they should at that time. And they buried, or tried to bury, their love and passion for you to avoid maybe some conflicts in their life that would trigger. They buried that. And now you're both kind of coming at this weird crossroads where, again, they are coming in ready now to uncover this, to unbury this, and ignite this, if you will, with you. And you're just like so used to having to have, you know, suppressed your feelings for them that you don't know what to do about this. And I'd like to get some advice on that. So Spirit, what's some advice? By the way, I just saw it's 22 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock, at least as I was looking at it. I usually speed up these things for posting, but anyway, 2222, if that means something to you, it's usually a pair energy, obviously. Duh. What's the advice, Spirit, if any, on this? What is the advice? Five of Pentacles, again. The advice is, you know what? There's a lot of hurt here. There's a lot of suffering that you felt out in the cold. Again, the world is leaving you out in the cold where you need to hold on to each other. So I'm going to get, look, the Lovers, a choice to be made. Oh, and my cat. Sorry. Maybe you have a cat. Maybe that means something. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Sorry about that. So yeah, there's a choice to be made, and judgment, a resurrection, Phoenix energy, right? Maybe that's why my cat jumped over a candle just now, which was really smart on her part. So don't get burned, is what I'm feeling. You're not going to get burned. You're going to be okay. But there is a resurrection that can occur. But you have to choose that, and you have to choose each other, and to love each other, and you know, rely on each other. So there is the temptation. I just saw the devil kind of peeking out there. Some temptation in the background to keep the status quo, to keep things as they are, because it's a little bit easier than having to dig up, if you will. A lot of this, there's a lot of history here, and a lot of things working against you as a couple. Again, I'm not gonna lie on that. There are a lot of things working against you, but I don't think this is like a bad relationship. I don't think this is something that, it's just been a lot of false starts, and it's been unfortunate because there's been a lot of pain as a result on both sides. And if you can put that aside, and if you can put your pain aside, and they can temper this and be more patient and show them you're actually willing, you know, they're actually, if this person can show you they're actually willing to do the even give and take, to actually be patient with you, to respect sort of this healing that you've done, these boundaries you've had to put up, I think this actually can be successful. But let's see what the Moonology cards have to say. Moonology for pile one, please. Thank you. Look, blue moon, believe in the impossible. I mean, here, like, you are hoping, right? There is a part of you that hopes, like, yes, you've been hurt, but you're still hopeful. You're hopeful. You're reserved, but a little bit hopeful there. Let's take a look. One more, please, in Moonology. What else would you say, Spirit, to my viewers in pile one? Look, new moon in Pisces. Meditate and contemplate. So don't make any hasty decisions, is what I'm feeling with that. Like, yes, again, as I said, there's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of things that have happened. This has not been a very calm, quiet, smooth sailing from, you know, through calm seas at all times relationship. There are a lot of emotions here. Pain, passion, love, fear. Full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast, okay? So I think you can have that win-win. And I'm feeling bottom, new moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. Just said that. There's fear here. Don't let that fear, what I'm hearing is don't let that fear stop you from showing grace. Don't hurt yourself by refusing to open up, by rejecting them when they come forward. Let me get one more card on this. This is from the Celestial Oracle. Yeah, I'm feeling very lunar, a lot of lunacy in these parts. What would you say, Spirit, from the Celestial Oracle? What would you say to my viewers in pile one? Advice for pile one. Spirit, what do you have to say? Thank you. Oh, there we go. Oh, I can't even. Parhelion, blessings, plurality, and conspiracy. Oh, that's fun. I'm going to read that in a second. One more, please. Thank you. Ooh. Astrologer, interpretation, divination, and belief. Okay, so let's see. Parhelion, or Helion. Okay. A shining sword striking from the sky, fiery balls that chase around the sun like dogs, a golden cross, shimmering halos. Parhelia, caused when ice crystals and clouds scatter the sun's light, have been interpreted as wonder signs foretelling revolution, awesome omens of blessing or calamity painted on the sky. True transformation is both fearsome and wonderful. So be bold, be daring. It's a good outlook. Astrologer, let's take a look. Astrologer. The sun, moon, planets, and stars arrange themselves in a mobile suspended over the baby's bassinet. These heavenly bodies are pregnant with meaning for the astrologer, who interprets destinies auspicious and ominous, charting the human soul via the celestial spheres. What can you influence through free will? What must you leave to fate? So, you know, let go of control. You know, go with your feeling on this. What I'm feeling is, like, again, don't hold back on like principle or out of fear, because fear and love cannot coexist. You may be trepidatious. You may want to like dip the toe in. You may be a little nervous. So are they. So be kind to one another. And if you'd like to see, I believe I'm doing an extended, I'm going to go ahead and link it in the description when it's available. That's a little more saucy. Maybe see how this fiery passion plays out between you. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me. Feel free to stick around for pile 2 or 3 or both, or check out any of my other readings. This is TINLA at This Is Not Legal Advice. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye. Hello, pile two, my lovely Venusians who have chosen the sign of Venus. Thank you so much for joining me. I am going to be using the Star Seeker Tarot to get your reading on this fine It's Friday, Am I in Love situation. But let's see if you picked the pile that suits you most here using the Arcana of Astrology deck. So thank you again for joining me. I hope this resonates with you. If not, feel free to check out any of the other piles. They are timestamped, as you know, below. All right, we have two for you. Of course, makes sense, Gemini, because, the twins and twins. And the 10th house. So let's take a look at those, and this will give you a sense. All right, I'm going to start with 10th house because that's just where I am in the book. The 10th house is, it says, you're about to come into a spotlight at work. If you've been behind the scenes on a big project, you will get the recognition that you deserve. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and the contributions you have made. The 10th house in a reading can point to a career change. If you are thinking of leaving your current job, make a list of qualities you want your new job to have. What roles do you feel best suited for? Are you an entrepreneur type, or do you feel more comfortable on a team? Obviously, not everyone can afford or wants to leave their job, so use that list to figure out ways that you can improve your current situation. If you feel like you need more responsibility, ask for it. And it is ruled by Capricorn, just a side note. All right, let's talk about Gemini. Another air sign like the Libra, who is also ruled by Venus. Okay, this is Mercury. It says, your ability to adapt to new situations is going to be your greatest strength right now. A wave of change is coming your way, and at times you may feel like this isn't progress, but it is. Sometimes staying afloat is the goal. Life isn't always just about getting from point A to point B. You will need to rely on your networking and social skills to get something done in the near future, so Gemini is here as a little nudge in that direction. Evaluate the connections you have. Are you maintaining them? Are you offering something or just taking? People remember these interactions. Keywords: inquisitive, mischief, social, wit, intellect, opinionated, and duality. All right. Well, let's see what that has to say. So if you were someone who is maybe considering a career change, or maybe you even love your job, just want more responsibility, maybe this is for you. Maybe you are in a relationship with somebody at work or considering that, or maybe met somebody through work, this might be your reading. Take it as it resonates. Always take everything as it suits you. Yeah, that's all I can say on that front. So let's get cooking here for my pile two people on what the universe has to say in your love life. So tell me about universe, spirit, please. Oh, I didn't clear my energy. Pardon me on that one. Sorry, spirit. Okay. All right. Tell me about the person on your mind. Ace of Wands. Okay. Let me get this all together in 1 second here. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay. And one more to tell me who the person is on my viewer in pile two's mind. Well, I got actually two. It can help you. Four of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. All right. So the person on your mind is someone who carries a torch for you, and they're pretty open about it. They're pretty flagrant. I mean, this is somebody that you know this person. You know who this is. Like, they told you they're interested in you. They're single and ready to mingle. They've sent out like little signals to you to kind of test the waters and see, if you are interested in them. And they can't let go of you. So this is, again, somebody you probably have known for some time. Perhaps you're on the fence a little bit about what to do with them. But they are offering you with Queen of Cups, an open heart. They have come a long way. This is somebody who's single now. So perhaps this is somebody who just came out of a long-term relationship or a marriage, and they're healing, but they can't let you go. And they do carry a torch for you. So this is maybe something, again, that was put on the back burner by this person while they were sorting through things. And then Five of Swords, this is, interestingly, a lot of these same cards came up in the reading I just did for pile one. So maybe check that out too. Maybe that's also for you. But, this person is also looking back at some choices they've made in their life with some regret. Maybe they feel like they chose poorly and, left someone out in the cold by focusing on this, maybe on their career. Maybe that's where we come in with the Gemini card or the 10th house. Maybe they focused on their career too much and not on love, maybe the love they had for you. Let's see. How do you see this person, please? How do you see this person? It's Eight of Swords. As someone who's stuck in their head, who hasn't freed themselves from things. And again, I'm seeing that they are freeing themselves, but you see them as just being absolutely still stuck in that Five of Swords energy, still, too much in their head and not thinking enough about their heart. So I think you're going to be surprised. I'll say that. I mean, in some ways surprised by this person's actions, but also not really, because like I said, they've been putting out feelers. They've been making their interest in you known. So yes, at some level you'll be surprised, but also kind of not by what they do, by who they are. Tell me about my viewer. Let's see if this is you. Tell me about my viewer, please, Spirit. Okay, we've got the Empress. Look at you. First of all, Empress is ruled by Venus, so how apropos is that? Taurus and Libra energy. So this is your reading, my love. If you are getting this vibes, this tracks. You're looking out there. You're looking good. You're holding it together. You're holding it down. You're good on your own. Page of Pentacles. Always looking to learn something new. Always ready to grow, to change. And Four of Swords. You know, you're on your own healing journey. You're in a place of rest, relaxation. You're kicking back. You're like, I don't need drama. I'm good. I'm out here learning something new. Maybe you're pursuing a new career. Maybe you're, you know, an education, something different. But you're open to it. You're excited about it, and you're on your own healing journey. What is the energy between my viewer and the person on the viewer's mind right now? The Hermit. So things are quiet right now. You know, this person is coming into their own truth here. And they're realizing that you are what they want. But it's a very quiet energy. That's why I'm saying you're going to be surprised. Three of Pentacles. You know, you work together. I think you work together. Or you met yourself through work somehow or through school. Like, that's what I'm getting. And it's definitely consistent with the energy here. So let's see. Spirit, what is the next action likely to be taken? Next action I'm going to call the next 4 weeks before the next new moon, which is incidentally the new moon in Gemini. Whoop. Action by my viewer. Knight of Cups in reverse. Knight of Wands in reverse. And Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Okay. And what is it that my viewer would like to see happen at these actions? Why are they doing these things? Let's say that. King of Cups. Okay. All right. I see you. I see you. All right. So the next 4 weeks, you are kind of restrained. You're not showing this person how much you feel about them. You are not, you know, pouring out that love with the Knight of Cups in reverse. You're not coming forward with that. You're not coming forward with that passion. You're very closed lip about things in the next 4 weeks. And you're going to still, there's going to be something in your work environment that changes with this person. So it could be that you're being quiet and not coming forward with the passion because you work with them and think that's maybe not appropriate. Or you're waiting till, you know, one of you leaves this work situation. But you want to put things back together ultimately, which is why I have this King of Cups here. I think that I don't think you're consciously thinking this to yourself, like, oh, I'm going to do all this and that's going to pull them back in. I think you're doing this for your own protection, maintaining yourself, but inadvertently the side effect is going to be pulling this person in that much more. Because they're going to look at you and think, look at this Empress, this goddess here. Take it as it resonates. Maybe you're God, an Adonis, what have you, okay? This person out here just doing the most, being awesome. And, like, I hate to say playing hard to get because I hate those games, but, yeah, it's just, this person's inadvertently being drawn in further. So what are their actions? Nine of Swords. Okay, tell me more. The Lovers. So we got 6 and 9 here. We got a lot of 9s coming up, so that's a lot of getting toward the goal line of energy, if you will. It's like it's almost like a 6 of Wands type thing, or a 9 of, even a 9 of Wands. You know, I know these are 6 and 9, so I'm kind of repeating that, but it's energy of getting somewhere, making changes, taking action. Knight of Swords. Look, I just said taking action. Okay. And what is the intention, or what is the desired outcome by my person's person? 7 of Pentacles. Okay. And I'm going to get to the actions between you. All right. So 9 of Swords, this person is nervous. They are in their head. They are all up in their head about this. I'm almost getting the, you know, is she going to pick me or the bear? They're a funny person. This person that we're talking about that's on your mind, that is a very funny person. So, yeah, but despite that, they're really nervous under the surface because there's been a lot of stuff they've been through, you know, a lot of suffering that they've been through that they're coming out of. And they know, they care about you, but they know there's a choice. You know, you have a choice, and they're hoping very much that, you know, that their actions will cause you to choose them. So I think they're going to overcome in the next 4 weeks this fear that's living in their head energy. I've just got 10-10 on the clock. So, which is good. That's your kind of completion of cycle. That's that Wheel of Fortune energy and not the game show. Again, I think they're pretty funny people. And they may approach you with like humor to draw you in. But make no mistake, they care about you a lot. And this Knight of Swords, look, there are 2 things. One, they're coming in with a little bit of truth. They may actually make some jokes that have a little hint of truth in them. And, you know, that's one of those things that is like a truth serum, is joking, or in some cases substances. People are more truthful. So, but I think there's going to be like gauging your response to whatever little action they take. They're also spying on you. They're watching you. That's usually Page of Swords energy, but I'm seeing it here also with the Knight of Swords. This person is very interested. They're watching your moves. They're wanting to make moves towards you, but moves that make sense now. And yeah, they're going to appeal to your logic as well. I'm seeing almost like they want to show you how successful they are also. Again, this goes back to that Gemini 10th house issue. But they want to start something new with you. Their intention is to plant seeds with you, and in different ways, like all over. Like they want to do this in all areas of life. Like they don't just want to work with you in terms of a career and flourish in that way with you. They want to build, I'm hearing like legacy, family, happiness. You know, they're pouring out everything they got, you know, right now. And to be clear, what they got right now is a very teeny tiny cup. I don't know how all that fluid is coming out of that one cup. So maybe it seems impossible to this person that that new start could happen, but it's just overflowing anyway. So again, they're going to be taking this energy irrespectively of whether they're completely ready for it or not. I'm also getting here back to the Nine of Swords with the coral, like on her arm is a snake. There you go. And could be a king snake, could be a coral snake. You know, I'm getting like, is this an illusion? Is this real? Am I imagining things? Is this the real life or is it fantasies? This person I'm telling you is funny. I'm channeling someone pretty funny here. What is the next action between the two of you, the viewer in pile 2 and their person on their mind? What is the action? Page of Swords. Look, I just talked about the Page of Swords, didn't I? I did. All right. Interestingly enough, remember I said the Knight of Swords is usually action, right? You're doing the thing, you're moving. Page of Swords is usually spying, but here it's kind of the opposite, right? The Knight of Swords is getting more of that spying energy, whereas the Page of Swords is like hustling and moving. So there's going to be truth coming out. I think you're watching each other, but this person is, you're going to both be kind of like eyeballing one another. Like, is this for real? Like, are we doing this? I know that you've come out of a lot. Are you ready for this? Like, you have a lot of questions. You're very much in your mind. You're very intellectual sort. We've seen just a lot in the way of swords here, pentacles, you know, a person of practicality, you know, not to say that there isn't love in here. There is, but you both are very grounded people. 10 of Swords. See, look, there's a fear here of pain, of things ending. You know, this is coming from your direction. I don't know why I felt compelled to pull this, but it's coming from your direction, basically saying, like, how is this going to go for me? I think you're, again, logically going through things and wondering, does this make sense? Does this make sense? Let's find out. So based on the energy as it stands, what is the likely outcome? And this is actually a pretty swift message. So I think things are going to come in pretty swiftly. I don't think there's a lot of mystery here. Like, I think, like I said, coming into it with the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, like, you kind of know this already. Like, I don't know, you don't need me to tell you this. Like, you know this. You've thought this thing through backwards, forwards, sideways, all the ways. You've thought about this. And the question is, are you ready for it? Are you going to actually go all the way in when this happens? And I'm getting, that's a joke from your person. Seriously, funny. All right, what's the outcome from this person's perspective? Thank you. 5 of Wands. Okay. 3 of Cups. All right. All right. I see you. One more on that outcome, please, from their perspective. Thank you. King of Pentacles. Oh, I love this. This is gorgeous. Let me get your view of the outcome, and then I'm going to get the mutual view. Let me just get that, and then I'll talk about all this here. Oh my gosh, you're funny. The High Priestess, the 3 of Swords, and Justice. Look, we had, I swear to you, the first reading might also be for you, because we had a High Priestess and Justice also come out in that as well. And the Justice card, I think, came out in the same place, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's get the energy between these two. 7 of Wands, and it came out this way. So I'm going to do it just like so. And on the bottom of the deck, we have 6 of Swords. So moving on to calmer waters. Things are getting settled. So you guys are going to be moving forward, I think, together, but cautiously. So let's see. From their perspective, they're willing to fight for this reunion. They see a life with you as not only celebratory, fun, all that, but you enrich them. You make their lives better. You bring just a sense of joy. Look at this quiet joy just on this person's face, you know, king of the castle, you know. This person's like, oh, also nice butt. But I don't know why. I'm just really feeling that sense of humor. But in all seriousness, they really do. They're ready to fight for this. They're ready to fight for this connection. They want to get this. They see this outcome with you, this potential glorious future. It's kind of reflected, by the way, of the 7 of Pentacles, if you look. Because you have like the branching here, and then it's kind of reflective branching there. So it's like they want to see these things that they're planning come to fruition with you. And that's the desired outcome. And I think it is the actual outcome. With you, you know, you've got a little bit of mystery to you with this High Priestess. Like, you're keeping things a little mysterious. Maybe you're a little witchy. Maybe you're a little tarot reader like me. Maybe you can foresee what's going to happen, but you're keeping it close to the vest. And also, look, both of you on both sides coming in on the outcome, kind of turning away. I think that there's quite a bit of, sorry, my cat joined up here again. She did that in the last reading too. It's kind of a blessing, I think, at this point. Anyway, you're not turning your back on things, but you are keeping, like I said, a little bit of mystery. You think maybe that's good to do that, to, you know, prevent heartache with this 3 of Swords. Maybe you, again, are wanting to go all in, but you're a little nervous. Again, we have more swords. There's so much swords energy here. So much in your head action with both of you. I think you're, you know, like, this person's sense of humor is also very intellectual. Like, I'm looking at this here and I'm thinking, oh, look, it's a hurricane. Do we nuke it? You know, no, we don't nuke it. Thank you. But Justice even is the Libra card. It's number 11, which also, you know, like sword-esque. You know, you're wanting even give and take. You want this to be fair. It's, by the way, Justice is Libra energy, also Venus. So you're really just, you're tying that. I'm hearing the rug really ties the room together. And the Justice card here also ties the reading together. The Venus does as well. So yeah, this person's coming through really strong. Like they're hoping to get you to put down your guard a little bit. You know, they want to be with you. They want to fight any battles with you. They want to come together with you and do things together to move forward. They're tired of being alone. They're tired of feeling like they've been fighting a very much lonely battle. And they see this as a golden opportunity they don't want to miss. And I don't blame them. You seem pretty fabulous, Empress, Queen over there. Although an Empress is, anyway, not the point. Let me get some advice from Spirit. Actually, let's get to this. Bear with me. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2 folks? 8 of Pentacles, keep working. I'm sure you're doing that anyway. You don't have to tell me. I know. You're a hard worker. The Moon, right? Again, tying it in, tying that room together with the Taurus, and we were just talking about all that. But things change is what I'm getting there. And 10 of Pentacles. You can have beautiful stability together. So let's see. What advice, Spirit, do you have? Anything you'd like to say? Queen of Wands. I mean, I consider myself very much that it's that intuitive nature. So like, I'm getting you are a very intuitive person. You know kind of what this person's thinking, feeling. Like I said, it's not a mystery to you that they're interested in you. I think you're just doubting the wisdom maybe of that. 10 of Swords, you are going to get hurt. Look, the wheel, number 10. I talked about the Wheel of Fortune, did I not? 10-10, I said even 10-10 was on the clock. So I think that's, I don't know how much more we can say about that. I mean, this is coming to a head one way or the other. This person is not going to just let things stay the way they are. They're taking action. They are passionate for you, but they are also grounded and in their head, but not so much that they're going to let that stand in the way of them fighting for you. One more on the advice. Death. Things change. Death, rebirth. Like this is new. This is 2 of Swords, by the way. More swords just felt like, hey, I don't think it's relevant in terms of the message, but it's just the fact that it's more swords energy. That's what it's telling me. It's like more like so much in your head. Death is Scorpio. So again, it's head over heart, right? Are you going to let your head or your heart rule? Are you willing to take a chance, make a change? I'm hearing like Michael Jackson in my head, but anyway, there's going to be change coming in the next month. The outcome is definitely there's going to be change. And just, I guess, universe's advice is be ready. And, you know, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So let's get a Moonology card or 2 or 3 or whatever Spirit wills on advice. Again, this is a pretty, I don't want to say straightforward reading, but it's pretty swift. Feels pretty swift. Like things are coming in swiftly. Swords are also fast. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. That makes me think, again, maybe you need to look at the pile 1 reading because it was authenticity was sort of their theme. Yeah, be real. You know, not that I think you aren't being real. Again, I'm getting like a lot of defensive energy, like you feel like I'm attacking you or something. I'm not trying to. I do think that you are a little, you're doubting yourself too much. And I'm trying to encourage you and tell you, you don't need to doubt yourself. You're awesome. And of course, this person cares about you. You just need to let down the guard maybe a little bit. Like, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo, see? Communication is key. New moon in Gemini, which I just talked about coming. And the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So that's that 10-10 coming around. So there's been a tough cycle on this person's side, battles they have fought that's coming to an end and giving that opportunity with you. You've had a different sort of battle. You've had a battle almost with like having to be so self-sufficient that you're not used to letting down that guard, okay? Oh, a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. Libra, Venus, we talked about this also, Empress. So there's a new beginning for you. All right, one more card from the Celestial Oracle. I'm just feeling really green-ish. I'm also looking at doing, while I'm shuffling, the not suitable for YouTube type reading, a little sassy, a little scandalous. If so, I will link that in the description as well. That will go to my website where you can purchase that and see what kind of saucy things we have going on. All right, Celestial Oracle. Oh, that just came right out. Mercury, communication. Speed, messages, instability. I told you, speed. Didn't I say it was coming in fast? I did. I feel like I did. See, I know this. You know this. You're an intuitive person. Trust yourself. I think somewhere along the way you stop trusting yourself in some respects, and I think it's in letting down your guard. Like there's a level of, like, if you can't let down your guard, it's almost like you don't trust yourself to be able to deal with whatever may come, right? You're like, I'm going to prevent potential pain, suffering, what have you, by keeping up that guard, you know, instead of just trusting that you can deal with whatever the universe throws your way, even if it's a alien. Sorry, it says curiosity. Oh, there's things there I got to cover up. Mirrors, imagination, and aurora, magic, dance, and magnetism. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at what that says. Alien. All right. A flying saucer hovers over a cornfield. A little green being descends in a beam of light. Is it an obliterating invader or benevolent visitor? I told you. Imaginings of extraterrestrials are shaped by fear of and fascination with the other. They reflect the most horrifying and hopeful aspects of humanity. Seek solidarity and difference. So, just like I was saying, you know, you are worried that perhaps this person is coming in without the best intention or the ability to give you what you need, or maybe support you in a way you've never been supported before in your life. And I think there's a lot of confusion or concern, like, is this person going to be worth it or not? What do I do here? Let's see what Aurora has to say. The Aurora. Okay. Ancients perceive these flickers of color in the night sky as a burning bridge to the afterlife or the firelight of departed spirits. Viewing the aurora as curtains opening into another realm makes sense, since its pyrotechnics result from solar storms colliding with our planet's magnetic field, a magic lantern lit by the electric connection between the sun and the earth. Chase the sparks that fly in a magnetic bond. So this is like a green light to me. Mercury. A green light. You can trust this situation. This person is serious about you and does absolutely want to act accordingly. Okay? Let's see. Mercury. Ah, there we go. The smallest and fastest moving planet, Mercury, is also the closest to the sun, but since it has no atmosphere, temperatures there swing more wildly than any other world in our solar system. Because its orbit is shorter than Earth's, Mercury sometimes appears to move backward. Astrologers believe this creates an intense but transitory time of communication breakdown. Turmoil is temporary. So yeah, there's been this like communication breakdown before, but I think this person's going to fight for you. They're going to come out and they're going to tell you what's what. And the universe is saying, have faith. By the way, the sun will come out tomorrow. Sorry to sing at you. It's terrible. I'm so sorry for that. But yes, you have the ability to do this. Trust in yourself. Believe in yourself. You are awesome. And it's all going to work out just fine. Just let this person make you laugh a little bit and maybe let down your guard a little bit, do a little dance, you know, where you kind of let down a little bit and they show you more. And I think this will come together beautifully. So thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Hello to my beautiful pile 3 miscreants. This is your host, TINLA. I am showing you your choice, which is the second house. Although, you know, in retrospect, I probably should have made the second house the second pile, but here we are. Anyway, the second house is one of finances and internal self-worth. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull a card, though, to make sure that this is your pile. Okay? So hopefully you'll resonate with the card here, and then we can proceed. Otherwise, you know, check the other piles or a different reading to see if that's what's for you. Spirit, please tell me, and help me tell my pile 3 people if this is in fact their reading. Thank you for joining me on This is Friday, Am I in Love? This special edition, this pile choice. We have Venus. How appropriate to Taurus, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, as it is the ruler of Libra. So you can see right there. So it all kind of comes together here with respect to your reading. So let's take a look. All right. Where are my Venus? My Venusians. This is for you. By the way, I know you're the third pile. You're the first in my heart, of course. But, you know, everybody got something that was very reminiscent of all the different options we had here. So, you know, it could be that all the readings are related. You know, we'll see. All right, here we go. Venus. It is time to appreciate the beauty in your surroundings. Too often we rush through life, never stopping to appreciate the simple things. Food and shelter are human needs, but we also need enjoyment. We need pleasure and intimacy. We need laughter, and we need to rest. Without these, we are just empty shells, prone to depression and loneliness. Venus serves as a reminder to pamper yourself every now and again. You'll be more productive in the long run. You could be going through a period of attraction right now, whether you are attracting material items or romantic interests. Venus wants you not only to enjoy it, but utilize it. How can you use this magical energy you are radiating to serve yourself? So often we are told not to be selfish or to put our needs first, but in fact you must. When you are happy, the people around you are happier as well. Keywords: create, beauty, love, divine feminine, harmony, and entitlement. So if that sounds like something that you are kind of grappling with, you need to, you know, respect your wishes, needs, deserve, you know, struggling with like the need to deserve things and experiences and people, and maybe you feel like you've been given a love opportunity, you don't deserve it. I'm here to tell you, you do. And the heavens would say you do as well. So that being said, let's get into our reading. We're going to look at this deck, which is the Mystic Soul Tarot, to determine, you know, your feelings, their feelings, all that kind of fun stuff. So, Spirit, please tell me for my beautiful pile 3 people. Bottom line, justice. Look at that. That's very Venusian. That's a Libra energy. Anyway, for my pile 3 people, what is it that the person on their mind is thinking of right now towards them? What is their energy, please, Spirit? Oh my goodness. 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. One more on their energy, please. The person on my pile 3's mind. Anything else that I can get to clarify? Oh, we got a couple of different things here. I'm going to put that away because I just asked for one more card, please. A lot of overwhelm being sensed there. A lot of like so much information coming at you. So perhaps you have like too much information you feel like you're working with, but let's see. And the Page of Swords. Okay. All right. This person on your mind, pile 3, is dealing with a great deal of regret. They work very hard to try to balance the energies in their life. They've got a lot of things going on. But, you know, they're seeing you and they're really getting a sense of, wow, like this is a burst of truth. I'm not saying this is a very new person that's coming in your life. They could be somebody you've been with before, but I'm getting more of a newer sense here. Somebody who has seen you live your best life and is thinking, wow, like, what did I miss out on here? Am I living my best life? Am I missing some kind of truth? You know, they're seeing you with this Page of Swords, like, they're kind of spying on you and just seeing you live your life, and they're just wondering, could I have had that? You know, is that possible? You know, there's an energy of regret. Like, they're already in some kind of emotional turmoil when you met them, or now, but, you know, I'm getting this as a relatively recent thing where you inspired them. Let's take a look. What is the energy of my pile 3 person? Thank you. Towards the person on their mind. We have the 4 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands. Okay, one more please. Thank you. And the Chariot. Look, this person sees you as a mover, a shaker, a candlestick maker, if you will. I mean, you are somebody who is all about your life, your cash, your flow, your bag, if you will. You're not letting go of your dream for your life, and you're pursuing it, and you're going to hold your boundary against anybody and everything that is not suited for that. You're a real powerhouse. You're holding your own, you're doing your own thing, and you're moving forward. Like, you're almost not even seeing this person over here. Like, this person might be somebody that, you know, you would overlook in the club or the workplace or what have you. Like, you're just so focused on yourself, which is not a bad thing. And it's very convenient, by the way. Not convenient, but like consistent. That's what we're looking for. With the Venus card, the Venusian card that we got at the outset. So, you know, it's very consistent for me. And it says you are a person who knows what you want. You're out there to get it, and you're not stopping for anybody. All right, Spirit, give me a card, please, on how the person on my person's mind, excuse me, my third, to be clear, my pile 3 people, how does this other person view my pile 3 person? Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're out there killing it. You're living your truth. You're living your best life. I mean, they see you for who you are, and you're glorious. I'm also getting the sense, before we even pull a card here, I'm getting a sense that even though you're living this life of abundance and hard work and not letting anybody slow you down, there's a part of you that's a little bit soft inside that perhaps nobody has been able to access because you've had your boundaries up with that 7 of Wands. Maybe you're a little nervous to open yourself up to them. Let's take a look. 5 of Wands, so conflict. You know, you're seeing love is a battlefield here. You know, you have friends, you have enemies, but, you know, in terms of love, and I mean that in like the loosest way. I don't think you actually have like major enemies, like very, you know, oh, what's we're looking for? Very just Dumas style, you know, kind of Monte Cristo, like you've got a vengeance or something, something like that. It's just, you're very much assertive in who you are and not interested in settling for less, which I'm not mad at it. Please understand, I'm not judging that at all. I think that's great. I think you should hold your own. My question, though, is, of course, are you missing out on potential opportunities because you've been so used to living on your own, living out your own dreams, and holding tight because maybe you're worried that other people might hold you back? So what's the energy right now between the pile 3 person I'm speaking with and the person they're thinking of? What energy is there, if any, between the two of them, please? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. All right, we've got 2 cards that came out, the Wheel of Fortune, okay, and the King of Wands. What this says to me is, you know, the person here, they may have seemed shy or nervous before, like they weren't really sure what they wanted, but with this King of Wands, they're very passionate about you. This could, by the way, because if you look at the King of Wands there, this man has a wedding ring on. You know, this person might have seemed off limits to you because of that. Like maybe they were married, but the truth of the matter is maybe they're not happy in that marriage and they're ready to move forward. Either way, there's a change in the future here. Like there's a differing, like a shifting of opinions between the two of you. Like you may have never considered this person an option, but they may have seen you and kind of looked up to you as, you know, just this beacon of truth, if you will, for how they could possibly see their lives breaking out. So that being said, Spirit, can you show me, please, what are the next likely actions on the part of my pile 3 person watching this? What is the next likely action, please? Okay, we've got the High Priestess. I feel like this is the third of the 3 where the High Priestess come out here. It's almost like all my watchers right now are just keeping everything really close to the vest. All right, likely action. Keep going, please, Spirit. We've got the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, and then the next likely actions on the part of the person on my third pile's mind, please. Okay, we've got a Hierophant, Interesting. The Knight of Swords. And the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And what is the intention? Like, what is it that my person here in pile 3 would like to have happen? Irrespectively of whether they're actually acting on it. What would they like to have happen? Oh, and we had this one over here already. Almost like a reactive thing. The Tower. You want some change. And 4 of Cups. Okay, let's talk about this. So, the person on your mind, you know, they are, like I said, with this wedding ring situation, like they are perhaps coming out of a commitment. They are really understanding the meaning of that commitment and whether it was what they thought it might be. It could be very different. And maybe here they were very optimistic and thinking this is going to be a very passionate relationship. But over here they're getting sort of a presence of mind, a clarity over what that clarity, that tradition, that marriage, that commitment requires of them. And that's right in line with that 5 of Cups. There's like a regret here. Like maybe they regret in the past committing to something. Knight of Swords, they're wanting to come toward you quickly with the truth. Like it's almost like I'm getting like they are so excited to have realized the truth that they are like not holding back. This is just suddenly like, oh my gosh, I've been so left out in the cold for so long. I can't wait to come out into the field and do what I want to do. And I want to offer somebody the proper person, a commitment and do what it is that they would like to see in that commitment. So I was not in the right commitment here, but here I am. I'm ready for that. And in fact, with the way that it's positioned, it's almost like you're going to be making the offer to them, and they're like, hell yeah, let's go, let's effing go. So I think this person's very receptive to whatever it is you're going to present to them. It's almost like this person's just open, and you're coming in being the strong, divine person you are, and they're seeing that, and you're kind of doing this weird, I don't want to say weird, like I don't mean that in a bad way, but like you're doing this like energetic dance with each other where they're seeing that you're open and you're seeing that they're open, and they're just like, okay, let's do this. And you're like, yeah, let's do this. And they don't want to miss out. They think maybe like they're looking wistfully off in the past. Like this was what I thought everything in my past would be. So even though they're like excited about moving forward into like a commitment or something like that with you, they're also wondering like, hey, hold on, like you're offering this cup of love to me, but what about all these things in my past that I really thought would shake out differently? Like I might have a future with somebody else. I had other commitments. Like, what about that? With the 3 of Cups down here, it's like they walked away from an offer perhaps to remedy or perhaps hypothetically remedy this issue. But they're looking off and like, wait a minute, is it even worth it? Like this happiness, these cups, were they ever really worth it? And meanwhile, you're poking in here like, oh, hello, hi. Just living your best life. You're not even intending, by the way, to get this person interested in you. You're just living your best life. And we can see that here with the High Priestess. Like you are just going within, you are being glorious and close to the vest. You've healed from a lot of things on your own. You're, maybe a spiritual person, which would make sense. I mean, you're here watching a tarot reading. So like, you're a spiritual person who is going within and you're really trying to figure out what it is that you want. And you've been hurt before. I mean, who among us hasn't, right? You've had your heart broken. You have, been optimistic about things, and yet it's like you're handling it with grace, with dignity. And I think you're kind of wondering, how is it that I've been through all this and I'm managing to pull myself together, but there are people that like, oh, they go through one heartbreak and they just shut down. Like I almost get like a sense of, I don't want to say superiority, but if it is superiority, it's an earned superiority, because I think you've really been through it and you have a right to feel that way. Let me just see if I can adjust this. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Maybe that's better. It's like an earned superiority. And, you're willing to start something new with somebody, to plant some seeds for the future. Like, you're serious. Like, you really do want something serious. And I think you're being just very disappointed with people around you who you've seen go through experiences and shut down or not being willing to offer anything serious to you, anything worth considering. And I think you're just still cautiously optimistic. With these eyes closed here, it's almost like you're dreaming of a day when maybe somebody will just get their business together and you can, take that action of planting the seeds for the future with them. And your hope is that when this person comes in, it will rock your world. I almost feel like you need to be convinced, in a sense. Like you've been through so much that yes, you're open, but you're also, convince me. Why should I waste my time with you? And I mean that in the best possible way. Please understand. I'm not saying anything's ever a waste of time, but it's like you feel like you've spent so much time and energy on prior relationships that, now you've been focusing on yourself and wondering about yourself. And finally somebody comes in and they're bothering you and you're like, you know what? I don't know. Like maybe this doesn't make sense for me. Maybe it's the first time in your life you're like, maybe I do want to be alone. I don't know. But this person's coming through out of it too. You know, they've been doing a commitment. They're ready to charge forward. And you might look at them and think, God, what is wrong with you? Did you not see what happens when you know, try to open your heart to somebody? Anyway, actions interpreted between the two of you. Ace of Cups. Despite all that, you know, this person is going to offer you a beautiful cup of love. With the rainbows here, I mean, of course, one could, you know, imply that there's a non-traditional nature here. Perhaps there's an LGBTQIA plus aspect of this. But that's not really the important feature. The important features, you know, are this lotus, which is a rebirth, the roses for love, the rainbow, the outpouring of all the colors. Just a genuine offer from this person. They're a little trepidatious, and I mean, not to say that you aren't, but they're going to pour out this offer to you. And they see you as somebody willing to make a potential commitment to them. So it's like you're stepping toward each other, but gradually. And this person might be inclined to make a little bit more of a drastic move than you are. I think you're more trying to focus on your life, but be careful that that's not an excuse. Three of Wands. I think you're both looking toward the future. You know, what does that future look like for each of you? If you were to get together or not, what does that mean? So let's take a look at the outcome here. What is the outcome here from the perspective of the person on Group 3's mind? Pile 3's mind. What is the outcome from this person's perspective over here? All right. We've got the Nine of Cups. Look, they see you as wish fulfillment. Page of Cups. You know, they're willing to be patient with you, willing to open up to you, and willing to see what is going on. So, you know, there's just a lot happening here where there's a lot of love. Let's see the outcome, number one. And of course, to be clear, outcomes are based on, you know, what's happening right now in the energy. There's, of course, free will. There's a number of things. But as it stands right now, whenever you're watching this, the person on your mind, you know, they're saying, they're like a beta fish here. Like they've been very defensive and they can't be with someone else, but they see you as the kind of person that they could live life with. The kind of person that would be wish fulfillment for them. And also, you know, they're willing to make that offer. You know, you've got all these cups here. There's like a lot of love this person's going to have for you. And it's a maturing love. If you go from the Nine to the Page to the Knight, you know, they're growing in their love for you. And with this Unicorn, it's almost like they thought it was impossible to have achieved this. But, you know, despite everything they've been through, they're just such a tender heart. This person you're in, very tender heart. And they're hoping for an outcome that would be what they want it to be, you know, in terms of love. Like that's what they're missing. They're dreaming of that love and they're open for it. You know, you're hoping for change, you know, deep within. Your outcome is change. You know, it's a death rebirth card, you know, Scorpio energy, very emotional. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. You know, you got butterflies and dragonflies here. It's the energy of transformation, like maybe a softening. Like you've been through it too. I mean, everybody here has been through it, is the bottom line, like with both of you. But, you know, this person has been much more, it's much more raw for them, and yet they're still willing to look for what they want in another person. You, I think, have been so burned and over time that you are just, you've decided to stabilize. You're not going anywhere. You're putting up boundaries. You're putting up a fight. The Knight of Wands. This person's going to have to kick down your door with proof that they love you, that they're interested in you, that they're passionate, that you're, you know, they're worth you taking a second look at love. Two of Swords. We've seen this actually. The piles have been strangely similar today across all the different decks I've used. You know, there's this of two minds energy. Like, I think you really want to open up yourself to this person, but you're also like, you know, I've done that before, and it really didn't go so well. I'm here on my own anyway. So I think there's some hesitance in the outcome generally from you, but you are willing to hear them out and see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna prove themselves as worthy of you? Let's get the outcome from the perspective of the two of you. It's really interesting to me because, again, I'm getting more of like a stable pentacles, swords in your mind, in your like just practicality. And here there's like a tender-heartedness, very much cups energy. And maybe it's what you need, you know, to get to a new level. Like we've got the Fool, willing to take a chance. That Page of Pentacles, like looking over here, like maybe you'll teach me something new. I don't know. Like I think there's like some degree of openness. It's hesitance. It's Page. It's really like low level. It's taking things slow. This person's like ready to jump in, and you're like, And they're gonna have to show you that they're the Emperor, that they are ready to come in and be strong because you've dealt with some fools before. You've dealt with this before. You're willing to see something new. You're willing to learn something. You're willing to see things from a different perspective. But you've also like, you're tired. You're just so tired. And you're saying, look, if you're going to come in with this energy up in here, you got to show me. You got to come for real. You can't mess around. Show me, Spirit, another card on the outcome here from my person's perspective, please. Look, You want someone who's going to put in the work. You're putting in the work, and so should they. You're putting in like the work in terms of the work, but also like the work in love. And you expect the same from them. Like you've dealt with enough people willing to waste your time and either not put in the work in terms of like from a practical perspective, advance their careers, but also put in the work towards making a beautiful life with you. I'm getting this is not your first go round. You've been here before, and you just really are hesitant. Again, look at this beautiful Two of Swords card. Put that way. Two of Swords card. Like in one sense, it's like you want to take the leap. You want to let go and let it be with this sort of ghost-like figure here. But the practical part of you also says, wait a minute, slow down. Like we've been through gaslighting, we've been through all that. We don't want to do that again, do we? And yet there's still this little hankering of hope, and this person's giving it to you. So maybe cut this person a break. Let's see what Spirit's advice is here. Let's see advice. Thank you. It's Devil in reverse. Six of Swords. 1 second. The Seven of Cups and the Three of Cups, followed by, I gotta say, the Sun. Okay, so what I'm getting here is Spirit saying, look, you've got some sort of devils whispering in your ear. You know, maybe this isn't going to work out. Maybe this is just like the other ones. Maybe this is just like everything else we've ever done before. But you're saying, no, you know what? I'm gonna ignore that voice. I'm gonna let that go. Spirit's saying, let that go. This is new. This is different. This is gonna take you off to a better place, a more peaceful place, a place where, you know, it's everything you want. If you can just let some of this go, this hesitation, this confusion. You know, I think you've got a lot of offers, or this person has a lot of offers from other suitors, but this person wants you. This person wants to reunite with you, to celebrate with you. They see you as their happiness here. You know, I will tell you in this reading, there's been a lot more in the way of cups energy than any other of the two readings I did today. And it just says to me how much both of you have this just open heart and this like fragile heart. You're both almost like, you're alike in the sense that you've been through it in your own ways, but you're also both willing to try again. And if you're asking me, or Spirit rather, because I don't really matter, what to do about this, the advice is, look, maybe tune out the voices of your friends, your family, whatever. And this time, yeah, you've been through it. Yeah, there's gaslighting. Yeah, there's all this love bombing, etc., etc. But maybe this is what you need for healing. Maybe this is the best choice among many you've had in a long time. Maybe this is a cause for celebration and happiness and fulfillment. And it's sort of this, again, generally this what if energy. So let me take from this Moonology Oracle and see what else Spirit wants to say for you. I'm feeling very, again, very Taurus new moony. I think I just saw that on the bottom of the deck here. Hold on. That's gone now. But tell me, Spirit, what other things would you have to say to my pile 3 people who are bravely going forward in the direction of someone new, someone different, ignoring maybe some of the naysayers in their lives? What would you say, Spirit? What would you say to my pile 3 people? Okay. We've got new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. New moon eclipse, expect powerful change. And one more, please. Okay. Thank you. New moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. So what I'm seeing here is you are coming to a new horizon. I hate to say it, it's almost like you want to manifest something new and great in your life, but you're almost nervous too, because like, oh, everything's not worked out before, why bother now? It seems like a waste of time. But there is new moon on the horizon. There is this new energy and powerful change for you. And with this personal issue reaching a resolution, I mean, that could be with you in terms of maybe going to therapy is what I'm feeling. Like you're going to therapy, you're working through some of the things you've been through, you're ready for something new, something different, you know, with respect to everything you've been through. And this person, you know, might be willing to give rather than take. This person might be an energy of, you know, let me show this person, let me give to this person more than I have to anybody else, instead of feeling like I'm taking. I'm not saying you think like you're taking or anything, like there, you know, you've always been the recipient, but what I'm saying is like this person may give you calm and peace, and that new moon, that sort of darkness of calm, that peace with you in a new and different way, because they understand you better than anybody. New moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. I mean, doing the work personally, like I said, with therapy on your part or maybe their part, and taking those chances and just kind of judging each new person for his or herself or themselves, whatever, that's what's going to get you places, not you know, softening up and not judging everybody by what you've been through in the past. That's really the energy in here, is to not judge everything as it is. You deserve love. You deserve great things. Again, that Venus energy, you're worth everything. And you deserve to have that, you know, second house energy of like calm and prosperity in every way. You deserve that. And maybe in the past you haven't felt like that. But I think this person's going to make you feel that way. And it's almost like you're going to be inspired by the fact that they have been through things too, and yet they're still here and they're still willing to be open with you, because you've been much more grounded and much more like, you know what, if this isn't going to work out, I will just not necessarily open myself up to everyone. Anyway, more advice from Spirit, please. Look, we have the moon bow, which is like a rainbow, but different. I had to look that up. Shadows, truth, surprise. Like I said, I think you're going to be surprised by how this person like softens your heart. Again, I'm not saying you're some kind of cold-hearted biatch. I just think you're somebody who's a realist. You know, you've been through it, you've seen some things and some stuff, and you want to build for your own life, and you're tired of having those plans interrupted by people fools, who don't actually mean business, okay? We got a quasar and a nebula. All right, so, all right, with the moon bow, let's go ahead and read that and see what that's about. Oops, let's see, it's a little tricky here. I don't know why they had this in the daytime, but here we are. A full moon rises on a misty night, illuminating the white arc of a nocturnal rainbow, a sight even rarer than its day-dwelling twin. Moonbows are traced across the night sky, by moonlight refracting through water droplets from rain or waterfall spray. They glow white, but contain a rainbow's full spectrum, just too faint for our eyes to see. What true colors might shine across the darkness? And this again speaks to me of, you know, this hesitance that you may have to be willing to let people see your true colors, to really open up to people. And it's a rare person who deserves to see that from you, to be fair. Like, not everybody deserves that energy from you. You've certainly seen that. You need to protect your energy at all costs, because you deserve the best. And you shouldn't just be throwing it out there because you've been hurt in the past. Quasar, though. Let's take a look at the quasar. All right. It says, quasars are a galactic nuclei trillions of times brighter than the sun. They're powered by supermassive black holes that devour such immense amounts of matter that it can't all be consumed at once, but instead circles the drain, collides, heats up, and forges in its fiery furnace, one of the most luminous objects in the known universe, shine on. And what it says to me is like, look, you've been through it. Like, I see you, sister. I see what you've been through, but there's that part of you that's like, I'm going to shine on. I'm not shutting down. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to take this hurt and this pain that the world has given me, and I'm going to make it even like more beautiful and powerful than anything before. And I think that's just, it's a beautiful thing. You should be proud of yourself. Honestly, you should be proud of yourself. You're doing an amazing job. All right, nebula. An iridescent cloud of gas and stardust pulsates with potential. Some nebulae, like the Crab Nebula, are remnants of supernovae, the luminous afterglows of long exploded stars. Others, like the Pillars of Creation in the Eagle Nebula, are stellar nurseries where new stars are born. Beginnings and endings can be difficult to tell apart. So it's very much a full circle energy here. You know, you have wanted to pull back, but in pulling back, you're drawing in the people that are worth the things that, you know, you deserve. You know, what I'm saying is, don't worry about the process. Don't get so caught up in the, I need to protect myself, I need to stand back, I need to blah, blah, blah. Just do you. Understand and accept yourself for who you are. Love who you are. Love where you have been and what you've experienced. And understand, and don't judge yourself for having kind of created a little bit of a shell for that. But underneath that shell is power and energy and love that is just overflowing. Be ready to give, ready for happiness. Your hard work is going to pay off, because there's going to be somebody that's going to come in and with this nebula energy, like the formation of something new, something beautiful. You're both coming from broken places in a sense, but in different ways, and meeting together for a different purpose. Or excuse me, like a united purpose, but in different ways. So like, you're coming from a place of, you've lived it, you've seen it, it's terrible, you're shutting kind of down. They lived it, they've seen it, they're still open for it. And it's like, together that energy meshes and births something new and beautiful and different. And so from Spirit's perspective, this is a very tender, is the word I'm feeling, relationship between the two of you. So if you could soften yourself to whoever this is that's coming in that you like, I want to be clear, this is not like some weird stalker person. Like, you like this person and they like you. Don't let that be disturbed by feeling like you don't deserve it because of things that have happened in your past. Anyway, I'm going to link in the bio or description, whatever it is, a sassier part of the reading that can't be shown on YouTube. So if you'd like to see that, go to my website, tinlatarot.com. Otherwise, I wish you the best. You seem like a beautiful person, pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.